to be able to claim that an election has been procured by fraud, or there's been some sort of violation of the election laws. Another issue that's potentially out there, I think. We do. I've actually represented a county commissioner in a recall process years ago. That was a lot of fun, actually. He made out well. We were able to defeat the recall on legal basis. Actually, we got it thrown out of court, Gino. I can't remember what the reasons were, but you see, recalls pop up every once in a while, as you're well aware. Well, we just saw what happened in Wisconsin, obviously, which had national news with Scott Walker up there. But people get upset and with a public official's performance, and sometimes they try to go the recall route, which is very difficult to do, and it should be. But gee whiz, when somebody is falsely claiming these credentials, and that someone that's claiming that they're a Bronze Star winner, that may very well influence the result of an election. And but the Supreme Court has said, from the criminal standpoint, at least from the standpoint of this federal stolen valor statute, it's okay. Well, it's not. They didn't say it was okay. They said the statute violated the First Amendment. Those are two different things. Oh, you're responsible for that. Well, we'll talk about that. So you're the one I need to complain about that. Well, that's an interesting. You raise an interesting issue, and I'll get on my soapbox a bit, since you just threw me that fat pitch. We have a merit retention of appellate court and Supreme Court judges in the state of Florida, and a number of Supreme Court justices and judges on the District Court of Appeals are up for merit retention in this election cycle. And for the first time that I'm aware of in Florida, and you mentioned a situation in California that I'm familiar with. It was Rose Bird, right? It was one of them, if I remember correct. Right. And we have, for the first time in Florida, we have groups. Well, they are, and they're the more moderate members, I would say, of the Florida Supreme Court, and we have political groups now raising great amounts of money to target these justices. And you and I may disagree on that, but I think that's a very, very bad thing. And they're being targeted because they were appointed basically by Governor Childs, and because they are more moderate in their judicial philosophy and their judicial rulings. But I worry greatly about the independence of the judiciary. Our judiciary is supposed to be independent and act and rule appropriately and pursuant to the guidelines of the Constitution and their own best judgment in a given situation. And I don't like the idea of, because some whether it's right wing, left wing, whatever it is, person with a ton of money decides that they don't like a particular ruling that's emanated from the Florida Supreme Court, they're going to go after these justices and throw a ton of money at this campaign to try to have them removed from the bench. It's a bad thing, and I hope people will seriously consider, when they hear bad things about our Supreme Court justices, consider who's saying them, where the money's coming from, and retain these justices and the independence of our judiciary. Thanks for the call.
See you, buddy. Okay, let's take a break, shall we? It's 8:30, and it's time for Hippo's Morning Sports.